This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by Joe Cordina here at the Matchroom Gym, just outside of London. Joe, how's life treating you? Obviously, you've got a fight date to look forward to now.
Yeah, it's treating me well. I've fucking got a fight date now, 4th of November. Looking forward to it. It's back in hard graft. That's what I'm doing now. I was in limbo for a while, but now I'm back to the graft.
Obviously, we all saw the trailer, the teaser of the fight going back to Monte Carlo. It seemed like a bit of fun to be a part of.
Yeah, it was a bit of fun, but it was fucking tiring. I was up at 5 in the morning. I was a full day travelling first. Then I didn't get in till like 1 o'clock or 1:30. Didn't go sleep till like 1:45, and then I had to be up at 5, filming all morning. Oh, can you do that again? Can you do this again? Can you do this? Mate, I was starting to lose the plot, but yeah, it was a good laugh, to be fair.
I take it a career in acting after boxing is not appealing to you then?
Yeah, it could be. Someone mentioned that to me yesterday. It's definitely easier than boxing anyway. All I'd have to do is remember the lines and then I'll be good as gold.
Just make sure you don't get any facial injuries either.
I know, I'll be alright.
Joe, let's just talk about that one, the fight with Edward. How did this one come about? How did you end up with that one?
To be honest, I don't know. Obviously, we were trying to sort out a unification. I wanted a unification, whether it was with O'Shaki Foster or any of the other champions. But it seemed like all the other champions were tied up apart from O'Shak Foster. And then when I was going in I went in the office. It was just like he wants too much money, whether that was the case or not. And also they were saying he's not a big name in the US and he's not a big name in the UK, so it's going to be hard to make any money. And if he wants good money and you want good money, the fight can't be made because the revenue ain't there. Which, understandable, it's business at the end of the day, but all you want to do as a champion is fight another champion to get other belts and unify. So when I'm listening to that, I'm like, well, what's the point in fucking being a world champion? But yeah, it is what it is. And then I don't know if it's mandatory, that Nunes, or it's just a defence. But yeah, he's fighting, he's tied up. Now all the other champions are tied up also. So I needed a fight. I needed to get a fight, and it was just one to get through. By no means is it going to be an easy fight. But it's one I'm looking to get through with flying colours, because if I want to unify and I want to beat the other champions, I'm going to have to get through this very comfortably as well. So yeah, it's about getting through this and then looking at the big fights in the new year.
You've somewhat answered my next question, Joe, but you mentioned wanting to go through it with flying colours and to impress. Obviously, we've seen a number of underdogs come through over these last couple of years and upset the odds, defeat world champions. One which always sticks to the memory is Maurizio Lara against Josh Warrington when he first came over. Is there any chance of that being, at least in your mind, ensuring that it doesn't happen to yourself?
No, well, the thing is, Warrington is a different style to myself. He goes there, fights with his face, and like literally puts it on a line. But when you've got someone who's a puncher like Lara, you only need one dig, and if you get caught, especially early on like he did, you're gonna go bed, and that's what happened. So, but yeah, I'm a thinking fighter. I'm a smart fighter, and only my last fights I got out of first gear. So all them fights is because I've made it easy. It's not because I've gone out there and it was just luck and I'm just nah. I'm a very experienced fighter. Even though I had 16 pro fights, I've had 180 odd amateur fights and boxed the best in the world, week in, week out, month in, month out. So it's nothing new to me. I've come across every style that is possible. So yeah, it's about going in there, doing what I'm good at, and making their style work for me.
How much of Vazquez have you watched, Joe? I think the fight which sticks to my memory was the Ray Ford one.
Yeah, I watched that. I watched one of his recent ones as well. Tough guy, tough fighter. But like I said, his style, I'm gonna make that work for me. And whether he changes up, I'm good enough to adapt to any style. So yeah, I'm expecting it to be tough, but I gotta come through with flying colours also.
Boxing out in Monte Carlo will be a new experience for you, I imagine. You've boxed all around the world, but it's not somewhere which is renowned for having an unbelievable boxing atmosphere from past experiences. I know you'd have probably boxed in front of 5 people in the past. Oh, you've boxed there before? Oh, okay, so it's something you're used to.
I know it. I've boxed, like I said, all around the world in front of 20 people in the amateurs. I boxed in lockdown. I've boxed in Monte Carlo before, and it's not dead. My mother and my father's here, my sister, so it's definitely not dead. But at the same time, I got a few people coming over this time if they can get tickets, which hopefully we can get hold of some. But I know it's like it's an exclusive event. It's like full of millionaires, billionaires, Prince Albert's here. But yeah, a lot of people have booked flights and hotels already. I don't know if we're gonna have enough tickets for more, but yeah, it's different. It's different. But listen, like I said, it's only me and him in there. The crowd can't fight for me, so it doesn't really make a difference.
You might just have to save all the part of your team, Joe. Might be the only way of getting.
Yeah, but listen, it is what it is, and it's it'd be nice to fight in front of my supporters in Cardiff, but a deal couldn't be made for that for the 30th, so we had to move it to a different date, and unfortunately the only date is in Monte Carlo, which I ain't gonna complain because I love the place. So.
I know you touched on the Foster fight earlier, but just to swing back to it, Joe, how much more can you delve into with regards to what kind of he demanded for that fight to fall through?
I couldn't tell you. It was just what Eddie relayed to me. So yeah, that was that. But like even now, when I look at all the world champions, the one that my mouth waters for is Navarette. He's the big money fighter in my weight. Probably the best fighter in the weight, apart from myself. And then I think that's the biggest fight in the division, and a fight I reckon we could do in Vegas. He's Mexican. We could do that in the New Year, spring, May. If Canelo decides to fight in Vegas, we could jump on the undercard. If not, we could do it ourselves. So yeah, I think that's the biggest fight in the division. He's a great fighter, and I'd look forward to sharing the ring with him in the future.
Navarette obviously had that recent tremendous victory against Oscar Valdez. What did you make of his performance in that fight, and what holes do you feel like you can pick apart if you were to get that fight?
Listen, he boxed very well that fight, and whatever he did, he just nullified Oscar Valdez. So yeah, it's just about going out there and doing what I'm good at, being the best Joe Cordina, really. And I think the best Joe Cordina beats the best Emmanuel Navarette.
I'm just going to touch on a couple of other things. I know you're looking towards unifications, but I know you've been mentioned as well for the potential fight for the winner of Wood-Warrington if they were to step up. Would that appeal to you if you couldn't get a unification, or would that take precedence if you couldn't get a unification? Say if it was to be put on the Cardiff Stadium, for example, because both of them have huge football followings.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, I'd love for every fighter being a world champion. All you want to do is fight another champion, unify the division, and if that was there, I'd 100% pick that. But if that's there also, and it's a big money fight, which it is a big money fight, I know it is, that'd tempt me also, because both of them are big money fights, but I think that one would money-wise trump the unification.
So that's what I was going to say to you. You had one to choose from, either Navarette in Vegas, whether it headlines or it's on, say, a Canelo undercard, or if it was versus the winner of Wood-Warrington at the Cardiff City Stadium, the only chance you'll get to box in either area, or in the stadium or in Vegas, what would sway?
It'd have to be the Cardiff City Stadium with Wood-Warrington. It'd have to be, because if that was my only chance, no one have ever done that. So I'd love to do that. Yeah, but I'd also be disappointed because I didn't get to do a Vegas bill. But yeah, my hometown, I'd love to do Cardiff City Stadium.
Joe, just get your thoughts on a couple of your campmates. Jordan Thompson has a massive fight coming up with Opetaia, one which kind of came out of the blue. How does Jordan going about upsetting the odds and defeating a man who is seen as the number one in the division?
Listen, he's no joke, Jordan Thompson. He haven't had to show what he's capable of, but this one he has to show it, and he's more than capable of getting Opetaia out of there. So yeah, he's what I've seen him doing in sparring, and how he's performing in the gym, and the training he's putting in. Yeah, he's grafting. Just know that, and I got every faith in him, and I'll be there 30th to support him, and I believe he can do it and get his his photo up on the wall next to mine with a IBF world title.
I know you don't want to give too much away. He'll be deep into camp now, trying to get his game plan together. But with it in mind, it is a huge ask, especially on such short notice to step in as well. What do you feel like is going to be key for Jordan, stepping up to such a big difference from where he's boxed previously as well? What's going to be the key for him to try and come through with his hand raised?
Yeah, of course, but it was the same as myself. I jumped up a big, even though I'm experienced. He's been in there and he's been sparring top quality fighters for his whole career, and he's been around there. I know sparring is different to fighting, but it does play a part also, because that's how you improve. And since he's been down here, I've seen a massive improvement in his game from when he first came here up till now. And I think being around all the boys and everything else, it helps. And you just, like me being around the likes of John Ryder, Conor, even the youngsters, and they're dragging you around on runs, and you wanna try and, regardless of whether it's running, pad work, and you're watching them on the pads or the bags, and you're thinking, yeah, okay, I can try that. I'll do this, I'll do that. And you just level up every day. And you just keep doing it until you get to where you need to be. And I think he's not far from where he needs to be. He's got every attribute in his locker to beat him on the 30th of September.
Obviously, you've got Conor in the ring there just sparring away. There's a lot of talk about him potentially returning next week. By the time this goes out, odds are it's been either confirmed or denied because it's getting so close to that date now. But how are things looking to your knowledge? Will we see him back out in Florida?
I couldn't tell you. I can't tell you. That's a question you'll have to answer. But he's looking good. He's sparring Ishmael Davis. He's a very good fighter also. And for that, yeah, Monday and today, the spars have been getting tasty. So he's having good preparation. He's been sparring prior to this for some good boys also. So yeah, he's been getting good prep. And whenever he's back, I'm sure he'll impress.
I have to ask, if he was to fight next week, obviously you're getting ready and you're ticking along in camp now, Jordan's getting ever closer towards his fight day. Will you guys be making the journey out to Florida yourselves to stick with training with Tony? Or
I might be out there to train with Tony, but it just depends how long he's going for, because I don't want to be going out there just for 5 days and a week and getting that. I'll be all over the shop. So it'd probably be better for me staying back, training with Kev. Kevin trains with us anyway and trains me, pads me. Yeah, so that'd probably be the best bet. Stay with Kev. I could do all my sparring here. It'll only be a week and Tony will be back and we get back to where we need to be.
Joe, and just a couple of fights to touch on. One man you know well is also called Joe from the GB team. Zhang-Joyce getting ready for his rematch with Zhang-Joyce. Will he return will he reverse the result from the first fight?
I hope so. I like Joe. He's a very good mate of mine. And yeah, I think he thought he was going to walk through Zhang. So yeah, I believe he just has to be a little bit more cute, a bit more smarter. And a lot of people say, oh yeah, Joe's not that good. He's this. He's just tough. No. You can win a Commonwealth gold, a European gold, a world, potentially a world gold, because he got robbed in a final and he got robbed in the Olympics. So you can't do all that and be just tough. You got to be a good fighter, and he's a very good fighter, and he's beat some good fighters as a pro. And Zhang's a very good fighter also, because I remember him in the amateurs, and he was top also. But he just has to be a little bit more smart, a little bit more cuter, and I'm sure he'll come on top.
Joe, Canelo Charlo falls on the same day as Jordan's fight with Opetaia. Will Jamel Charlo upset the odds?
I can't see it. He's got all the attributes, but I just think the size, even though he's taller, everyone's taller than Canelo, but I think down the stretch, the punch power of Canelo will take his toll. But yeah, I could be wrong. I've been wrong in plenty of fights before. It might be me just favouring Canelo because he's one of my favourite fighters. So yeah, that's what it is. But it's a very good fight anyway, because Charlo's a top fighter, one of the best on the planet also. So yeah.
And I just realised, Joe, we asked you about facing the winner of Wood-Warrington. I never asked you who you think's going to win between Lee Wood and Josh Warrington. What do you think goes down between the pair of them in October?
Do you know what? If Warrington fights like he has in his last couple of fights, I think Lee Wood I think Lee Wood's beat him comfortably because Lee Wood's is coming off some good wins. His confidence is sky high, and I think since he won a world title, he's leveled up every single fight. Yeah, he had that slip up, but he come back, and his last fight he boxed very well. So he's going to be going in there with confidence, and then I think Warrington's got a point to prove also. So I think if Warrington performs like he did in his last couple of fights, I think Lee Wood wins comfortable. But if he turns up, it'll be a very good fight and a close fight.
Joe, listen, I appreciate your time now. I know you've finished training, so you probably want to shoot off and enjoy a bit of downtime. So thanks for speaking to me, and good luck with the remainder of your preparation.
Go on, bro. Thank you very much.